Welcome to Echoes of the Past, where we delve into the lives of history's most influential figures. In this inaugural episode of Important People in History, we focus on a statesman whose actions reshaped Europe, Otto von Bismarck. Known as the Iron Chancellor, Bismarck was a master of Realpolitik, whose strategic genius led to the unification of Germany under Prussian leadership. But beyond the wars and treaties, who was Otto von Bismarck? What drove his relentless pursuit of a unified German state? And how did his policies lay the groundwork for both stability and future conflicts? In this episode, we'll explore Bismarck's life, from his early years in the Prussian aristocracy to his rise as the architect of the German Empire. We'll examine his critical decisions, the alliances he forged, and the wars he waged, all in pursuit of a singular vision. Finally, we'll consider the legacy of his leadership, a legacy that still influences Europe's political landscape. Join us as we uncover the life and legacy of Otto von Bismarck, a statesman whose impact on history remains profound. Otto Eduard Leopold von Bismarck was born on April 1, 1815, in Schönhausen, a small estate in the Prussian province of Saxony. He was the son of a junker, a member of the Prussian landed aristocracy, which played a significant role in shaping his conservative and nationalistic views. Bismarck's early life was one of privilege, but also discipline. Educated at prestigious institutions, he initially pursued law at the University of Göttingen, where he gained a reputation for his sharp intellect and equally sharp wit. However, his academic career was marked by a lack of focus. Bismarck was more interested in socializing than studying, leading to a period of uncertainty about his future. After a brief stint in the civil service, Bismarck returned to manage his family estates. But his political ambition soon took over. In 1847, during the tumultuous years of the revolutions of 1848, he entered the political arena as a delegate to the Prussian legislature. Bismarck quickly made a name for himself as a staunch conservative, fiercely opposing the liberal and nationalist movements sweeping across Europe. His loyalty to the monarchy and his skillful oratory did not go unnoticed. Bismarck's steadfast support for the Prussian crown earned him the favor of King Frederick William IV. However, it was under King Wilhelm I, Frederick William's successor, that Bismarck would truly rise to power. In 1862, Bismarck was appointed Minister-President of Prussia. This marked the beginning of his ascent as one of the most powerful figures in European politics. Bismarck's early career was defined by his unwavering commitment to Prussian dominance, setting the stage for his future efforts to unify Germany. Otto von Bismarck's rise to power was marked by strategic brilliance and an uncompromising dedication to Prussian dominance. After being appointed as Minister-President of Prussia in 1862, Bismarck faced significant challenges. The Prussian parliament was dominated by liberals who opposed his conservative policies, leading to a constitutional crisis over military reforms. Bismarck, however, was not one to back down. He famously declared that the great questions of the time would not be decided by speeches and majority decisions, but by blood and iron. With this philosophy, Bismarck bypassed Parliament, funding the military without its approval, a move that cemented his reputation as a ruthless statesman willing to use any means necessary to achieve his goals. Bismarck's first major test came in the form of the Danish War of 1864. By forming an alliance with Austria, Bismarck successfully defeated Denmark and secured the duchies of Schleswig and Holstein for Prussia. This victory not only expanded Prussian territory but also set the stage for the next phase of his plan, the weakening of Austria's influence in Germany. In 1866, Bismarck orchestrated the Austro-Prussian War, a conflict that would decisively shift the balance of power in Germany. By isolating Austria diplomatically and swiftly defeating its forces, Bismarck dissolved the German Confederation and established the North German Confederation under Prussian leadership. Austria was effectively excluded from German affairs, leaving Prussia as the dominant German state. But Bismarck's ambitions didn't stop there. He understood that a unified Germany could only be achieved through a common enemy. This led to the Franco-Prussian War of 1870 to 1871, where Bismarck skillfully manipulated diplomatic tensions to provoke France into declaring war on Prussia. The war ended in a resounding victory for Prussia, leading to the fall of the French Second Empire and the unification of Germany under Prussian leadership. On January 18, 1871, in the Hall of Mirrors at the Palace of Versailles, King Wilhelm I of Prussia was proclaimed Emperor of the newly formed German Empire, with Bismarck as its first Chancellor. This moment was the culmination of Bismarck's rise to power, as he had achieved his ultimate goal of unifying Germany under Prussian dominance. Bismarck's rise was not just a testament to his diplomatic genius and political acumen, but also to his unyielding determination to forge a unified German state on his terms. The unification of Germany stands as Otto von Bismarck's crowning achievement, a monumental feat that reshaped the European continent and altered the course of history. The road to unification was paved with calculated diplomacy, military might, and a deep understanding of the complex political landscape of the time. Following the Austro-Prussian War of 1866, Bismarck's North German Confederation had established Prussia as the dominant force in northern Germany. Yet, the dream of a fully unified Germany remained elusive, with the southern German states still independent and France watching Prussia's rise with increasing concern. Bismarck knew that the southern states, bound by cultural ties and mutual interests, were crucial to the realization of a unified German nation. However, he also recognized that these states, wary of Prussian dominance, would not join a united Germany willingly unless external pressure made them see Prussia as their protector and leader. This external pressure materialized in the form of the Franco-Prussian War of 1870 to 1871. Bismarck expertly manipulated diplomatic tensions between Prussia and France, culminating in the infamous Ems dispatch, a carefully edited telegram that incited French outrage. France, feeling humiliated, declared war on Prussia, a decision that played directly into Bismarck's hands. The war galvanized the German states. Faced with the threat of French aggression, the southern German states rallied to Prussia's side, uniting in the face of a common enemy. The combined military strength of the German states, under Prussian leadership, proved formidable. The swift and decisive victory over France not only crushed the French Second Empire but also demonstrated the power of a unified Germany. The final step in Bismarck's plan was the formal proclamation of the German Empire. On January 18, 1871, in the Hall of Mirrors at the Palace of Versailles, King Wilhelm I of Prussia was crowned Kaiser Wilhelm I of the German Empire. The symbolism of the location was not lost on the participants. The unification of Germany was declared in the very heart of France, a powerful statement of German might and Bismarck's diplomatic triumph. The unification of Germany was the result of Bismarck's masterful orchestration of wars, alliances, and political maneuvering. He had achieved what many thought impossible, the creation of a powerful, unified German empire under Prussian leadership. This new empire, however, was not merely the result of military victories, it was the product of Bismarck's vision of a strong, centralized state capable of holding its own among the great powers of Europe. Yet, Bismarck's unification of Germany came at a cost. The empire he created was built on a foundation of militarism and authoritarianism, with deep divisions between the various German states and social classes. These divisions, and the methods Bismarck used to achieve unification, would have lasting implications for the future of Germany and Europe. Nevertheless, the unification of Germany was an unparalleled success for Bismarck, establishing him as one of the most influential statesmen in history. It was a testament to his strategic genius, his understanding of realpolitik, and his unrelenting pursuit of power. With the unification of Germany complete, Otto von Bismarck turned his attention to solidifying and preserving the newly formed German Empire. As the first Chancellor of the German Empire, Bismarck faced the formidable task of governing a diverse and rapidly growing nation while navigating the complex web of European politics. Bismarck's approach to governance was shaped by his belief in Realpolitik, the idea that politics should be based on practical considerations rather than ideological principles. This pragmatic approach guided his domestic and foreign policies, as he sought to maintain the delicate balance of power in Europe and ensure the stability of the German Empire. One of Bismarck's first priorities was to consolidate Prussia's dominance within the empire while maintaining the loyalty of the other German states. To this end, he introduced the Kulturkampf, or culture struggle, aimed at reducing the influence of the Catholic Church in German affairs. Bismarck viewed the Catholic Church, particularly its ties to the Vatican, as a potential threat to the unity of the empire. The Kulturkampf involved a series of laws that restricted the Church's power, such as placing education and marriage under state control. However, the Kulturkampf ultimately backfired. The measures alienated the Catholic population, particularly in southern Germany, and failed to achieve Bismarck's desired outcome. Recognizing the need for stability, Bismarck eventually abandoned the Kulturkampf and sought reconciliation with the Catholic Church. Bismarck's domestic policies also included efforts to curb the rise of socialism, which he saw as a threat to the social order. In response to the growing influence of the Social Democratic Party, Bismarck introduced the anti-socialist laws in 1878, which aimed to suppress socialist activities. These laws banned socialist organizations, meetings, and publications, but they did not address the underlying social issues that fueled the socialist movement. To counterbalance the harsh measures against socialism, Bismarck introduced a series of social welfare programs, the first of their kind in the world. These included health insurance, accident insurance, and old age pensions, designed to appease the working class and undermine support for the socialists. Bismarck's social policies laid the foundation for the modern welfare state, and while they did not eliminate socialism, they did help to stabilize German society. On the foreign policy front, Bismarck's primary goal was to maintain peace in Europe and secure Germany's position as a great power. He achieved this through a complex system of alliances and treaties, known as the Bismarckian system, which sought to isolate France while maintaining friendly relations with Austria-Hungary and Russia. The cornerstone of this system was the Triple Alliance of 1882, which united Germany, Austria-Hungary, and Italy in a defensive pact against France and its potential allies. Bismarck's diplomatic acumen ensured that Germany remained at peace during his tenure as Chancellor, but his careful balancing act was inherently fragile. The Bismarckian system relied heavily on Bismarck's personal influence and ability to manage the conflicting interests of Europe's great powers. His dismissal in 1890 by Kaiser Wilhelm II marked the end of this era of cautious diplomacy, setting the stage for the tensions that would eventually lead to World War I. In summary, Bismarck's policies during the early years of the German Empire were driven by his desire to maintain stability and secure Germany's place in the European order. His legacy is a complex one. While he succeeded in creating a powerful and unified German state, his policies also sowed the seeds of future conflicts. Bismarck's Germany was a nation built on pragmatism and power, a testament to his skill as a statesman, but also a reflection of the challenges that lay ahead. Bismarck's downfall was precipitated by a new generation of leadership that came to power with the ascension of Kaiser Wilhelm II in 1888. Wilhelm II was young, ambitious, and eager to assert his authority as the new emperor. Unlike his grandfather, Wilhelm I, who had largely deferred to Bismarck's judgment, Wilhelm II was determined to rule in his own right. This change in leadership marked the beginning of a profound shift in the balance of power within the German government. Tensions between the Kaiser and Bismarck quickly surfaced. Wilhelm II, with his more assertive and imperialistic vision for Germany, clashed with Bismarck's cautious and pragmatic approach to foreign and domestic policy. One of the key points of contention was Bismarck's anti-socialist laws, which Wilhelm II saw as too repressive and counterproductive to his aim of forging a direct connection with the German working class. The Kaiser favored a more conciliatory approach, advocating for social reforms that would win the loyalty of the people, rather than suppressing dissent. Another source of conflict was Bismarck's handling of foreign policy. Bismarck's intricate system of alliances had kept Europe stable, but Wilhelm II found these policies too defensive and limiting. He sought a more aggressive foreign policy that would expand Germany's influence and establish it as a global power. The young Kaiser's vision of Weltpolitik, or world policy, stood in stark contrast to Bismarck's emphasis on maintaining the European balance of power. These disagreements came to a head in 1890, when Bismarck attempted to push through a new anti-socialist law without consulting the Kaiser. Wilhelm II, asserting his authority, refused to support the measure and demanded Bismarck's resignation. Reluctantly, Bismarck submitted his resignation on March 18, 1890, ending his long tenure as Chancellor. Bismarck's departure from the political stage marked the end of an era. His legacy, however, would continue to shape Germany and Europe for decades to come. Bismarck's achievements were monumental. He had unified Germany, established a powerful and modern state, and kept the peace in Europe through a complex web of alliances. His social welfare programs were pioneering, laying the groundwork for the modern welfare state and demonstrating his ability to adapt conservative policies to meet the needs of a changing society. However, Bismarck's legacy was also a double-edged sword. His authoritarian methods and reliance on realpolitik had created a political culture in Germany that was heavily centralized and dominated by the state. The constitution he helped design gave significant power to the Kaiser and the Chancellor, but it also left little room for democratic governance. This concentration of power would later contribute to the instability of the Weimar Republic and the rise of authoritarianism in the 20th century. Bismarck's system of alliances, while successful in maintaining peace during his lifetime, was inherently unstable. It depended on his personal diplomacy and understanding of European politics, and without his guiding hand, the carefully constructed balance of power began to unravel. The abandonment of Bismarck's cautious foreign policy in favor of Wilhelm II's more aggressive stance would lead to rising tensions in Europe, ultimately culminating in the outbreak of World War I. Despite these criticisms, Bismarck remains one of the most significant figures in European history. His ability to navigate the complexities of 19th-century politics, his role in the creation of the German Empire, and his influence on social and economic policies have left an indelible mark on Germany and the world. Bismarck's legacy is a testament to the power of political skill and strategic vision, but it also serves as a cautionary tale of the dangers of autocratic rule and the fragility of peace in a world of competing interests. As we reflect on Bismarck's life and career, we see a leader whose accomplishments were as formidable as his flaws, a statesman who shaped the course of history through sheer force of will and intellect. Bismarck's Germany was both a triumph and a tragedy, a nation built on unity and strength, but also one destined for future conflicts that he could not foresee. Otto von Bismarck was a man of paradoxes, both a visionary and a pragmatist, a unifier and a divider, a statesman whose influence was felt far beyond the borders of the empire he helped create. His role in the unification of Germany and the establishment of the German Empire was nothing short of transformative, altering the course of European history in ways that still resonate today. Bismarck's policies, both domestic and foreign, were designed to strengthen the new empire and maintain its position in a volatile Europe. Yet, they also laid the groundwork for the challenges and conflicts that would follow. Bismarck's legacy is a complex one. He is remembered as the architect of German unity, the creator of the modern welfare state, and a master of diplomatic strategy. But he is also remembered as a leader whose authoritarian methods and rigid conservatism contributed to the tensions within Germany and Europe that would later erupt into war. The German Empire that Bismarck built was strong and ambitious, but it was also a product of its time, rooted in a political culture that valued power and order above all else. As we conclude this exploration of Bismarck's life and legacy, we are reminded of the delicate balance between power and responsibility, between unity and division. Bismarck's achievements were remarkable, but they came with consequences that would shape the future of Germany and the world. His life is a testament to the complexities of leadership and the enduring impact of one man's vision on the course of history. In the end, Bismarck's story is not just the story of a man, but the story of a nation forged in the fires of conflict, guided by a leader of unparalleled skill, and ultimately left to navigate a world that Bismarck himself could only partially control. His legacy continues to inspire and to caution, reminding us that the forces of history are both powerful and unpredictable, shaped by the choices and actions of those who dare to lead.